Eleanor, please, I would like to talk to you. Could you give me a minute? I knew this was the last chance I had to stop the disaster that was about to happen. I'm Elisa, and I'm going to tell you her story, which is also mine, but first please take a minute to like and subscribe. Don't forget to activate the notification bell so you don't miss any of the next stories. Be blessed. I was fresh out of high school, and I obtained my advanced level certificate with honors. I was super happy and excited to start my new life where I could be free to do things my own way. I have to admit it scared me a bit at first, but I knew I could do it. I had prayed for God to prepare me for this, and for years I had been waiting. I was standing there in front of the gate. The university was gigantic. You had to take shuttles to get from one corner of the campus to another. I did not know which direction to take, although I was in possession of the school's map. I still didn't understand anything. Great, Elisa. Here goes your first day at school. Just take a deep breath and everything will be fine. I don't know what came over me when I told Mom that I would go alone. At the same time, she had a lot to do with the rambunctious little ones. Mom agreed to stay with my little brothers, who were not at all easy to manage. She was such a strong woman, and I admired her a lot, because since Dad's death, she took over like a champion. I had to follow her example. Please, I would like to go to room in 200. And when do you know which side it is? The girl I was talking to didn't even deign to answer me. I had to struggle on my own, but finally I found my way. When I opened the door, I found a girl. She was unpacking her things. A detail that I had forgotten was that in the university campus, we had to have roommates, and we only got to know each other there. When she turned around, I noticed that it was the rude one from earlier. I was shocked, but then I put it all together. As a child of God, I have to love, so I decided to make a clean sweep of our previous encounter by greeting her with a broad smile to which she did not even respond. Oh my God, help me when I think about the fact that I still have one whole year to go. Jesus, I need strength. She was already in her third year of law, and I was in banking and finance. Living with a roommate was one of the most complicated experiences of my life. We had such different tastes and habits. Fortunately, I rarely spent time at home due to my school and church activities. But on the contrary, her lifestyle was a shock to me. She spent most of her time out in nightclubs, and sometimes she didn't even sleep at home. I could tolerate it, but the final straw was when she started bringing boys home. One evening, I came home from choir rehearsals, exhausted. When I opened the door, I saw Eleanor on the bed half naked, and next to her a man, and not just any man. He was one of the leaders of the youth group of our church. I was taken aback. I didn't know what to do, so I just lay on my bed with my face turned towards the other side of the adjoining wall, feeling their embarrassment. Once he left, Eleanor didn't even apologize. On the contrary, she started yelling at me. I just couldn't believe it. The Bible teaches us patience, and I said it all the time without really understanding. It was hard for me not to explode. Then I remembered Philippians 4-5. Let your gentleness be known to all men. The Lord is near. I think we both have equal rights in this room, so I apologize for showing up unexpectedly. But the least you can do is let me know when you are bringing people home. What if I had come home with a friend? I don't want you to be mad at me. She said nothing and left. The same evening, she came home with one of her friends. Their discussion woke me up. She revealed to her friend that she was pregnant and that she was planning to have an abortion. I was shocked hearing that, even though they were talking in low tunes. I don't know if it's a good idea. You should have a rethink on this one. This guy comes from a fairly well-to-do family, and he has a promising future. It's the jackpot. Plus, I already had an abortion once when I was in high school. Until today, I still bear the consequences. After her friend left, I heard her on the phone with her father, and the latter was ordering her to have an abortion, and he even offered to pay for the whole process. He gave her an appointment in 2 days to do the work. She cried all night, and I was praying for guidance from the Holy Spirit for her. I was just a little girl in front of her. How could I say anything? On the second day, I went to seek advice from certain elders in church, and one said to me, "You must tell her the truth." the truth that liberates. The blood of her child will cry loudly from the bowels of the earth like that of Abel. You already know it, and remaining indifferent would be like being an accomplice to this crime. After the discussion, I rushed home hoping to meet her. I was so scared. Once there, I saw her about to leave. She had already done what she had to do and was about to join her father for the abortion. "Eleanor, please, I would like to talk to you. Can you give me a minute?" She accepted to my surprise, and we sat down. "I know I have no right to talk to you about this situation, but I would like to tell you one thing. Even if the world abandons you, even if your own family rejects you, God will never abandon you. He loves you and has always loved you, and what's more is, He loves this child you are carrying because He already knows him. God already has plans for this child you are carrying. Don't make the mistake of your life by terminating it. No one has the right to decide someone's life. In fact, our life is so precious that Jesus decided to come and die in our place on the cross, so that at the end of our days on earth, the devil will have nothing to claim. He paid the price for our faults, our imperfections, and I believe He is waiting for you with open arms." I could see the tears streaming down her face, and for the first time she seemed so vulnerable and fragile to me. She had suffered from the rejection of her father, who only granted her importance in relation to what she could bring in. Having a child was the worst shame. Her dad had sworn to disown her if she ever kept the pregnancy. She confided in me for hours, and we ended with a prayer. I thank God that she gave her life to Jesus. She finally gave birth to a wonderful baby girl, to who she gave my name, saying, "This is your child," because without you she would not have been born. By the grace of God, Brother Elaine, as he was called, has repented of his lifestyle and has assumed his responsibilities. Today they are married, and Eleanor is expecting another child. As for me, I am happy to be Elisa's godmother. It is never finished because it is where the wisdom of man stops that of God begins. Shalom.